Everybody, and a very warm welcome to you. Let's talk about awareness, self awareness. Yeah, so we talk a lot about this, but I think we need to take a little deep dive into it. Yeah, perhaps you'll discover something different from what you already know. So, have you ever had a situation that you did something and after doing it, you realized, oh my God, why did I do this? How many of you have had a situation like this? Yeah. Can you quickly share a little bit about that? You can unmute and share. Ramesh and Raj. First Raj, then Ramesh. Go ahead. Whoever's ready. Go ahead, Raj. Ramesh.
May I, sir?
Yes, please.
So this is something which generally happens, often I would say, uh, whenever I get angry over anything, sir. This is so small little things during my office also hours also, and even at home. Whenever I get angry, and immediately after that, I feel why did I reacted in that way? I should have been more responsive. I should have been more calmer, or I should either, if nothing else, I should have been quiet and let the thing the way it is.
Yeah, beautiful. Good example, right? You know what's the right thing to do, but since you were in a state of unawareness at that time, you ended up doing whatever you did. Yeah, Kalraj,
Yes.
and then after that, Babu.
Yeah. Namaste, good morning. It happened, small things keep happening. I mean, there's nothing significant about that. But one major thing which happened about nearly 9 years, 10 years ago, uh, you know, uh, I was that time employed and I was looking for a changeover and I did not. I want to buy a car, so I said, "Why should I buy it through the company? I'll buy it from my own." I put my saving and everything. I bought a car, and as if I thought I'm going to be quitting this company in a matter of months or year, because that time some offer were being processed. No switchover was happened. So I put all my saving. I did not even take loan and everything. I ended up buying. And after 5, 6 months, suddenly I realized, I said, what am I going to do in that other company? The job role is different. I may not like something. I decided to continue here. So I failed in deliberating the offer that I was processing for almost 6 months. I did not pay attention to that, what kind of a job I'm going to do there. I wish I had done it earlier. Then I would have gone in for a company leased car. I would have bought it cheaper. I would have got it a better car there. I suddenly realized what a foolish thing I've done. I said some decision I've taken in my life, I regretted. I said I should not have done and put all my money there. So I wish I had been more deliberate at the time.
More
Thank you.
aware instead of taking a knee jerk reaction. Okay, Kal Babu.
Good morning, everyone. Sir, instances like as Ramesh said, generally I don't get angry, sir, but something is there inside which asks me to air my opinion, and I air my opinion not in anger but in calmness only. But then I sometimes I go on to say the truth, and truth is not always liked by many. So in the hindsight, I think यार इसको और किसी तरीके से बता सकते थे क्या, some more deliberation could have been
Yeah.
given to it.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And last, we will have Hari.
So I'll
Harry.
quickly, this I'm sure most of the husbands will agree. Whenever my wife comes and tells her problem, let's say for office I went through this person didn't react like this, I immediately come up with solution. That is how I am. One, I immediately come with some solution. Yeah, this could be work. This could work. This could work. And she will always say, "Yeah, how are you thinking this way? And how can this work like that?" I said, "I'm trying to help you. You're saying this." Then finally, I realized after a long this one, and then and with experience, I understood that she only wants listening, um, and she doesn't want a solution. She just wants somebody to listen. So that is something which I realized that okay, I should not have immediately jump into solutions, giving solutions to people or advising people, rather than just listening to them.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. And now sometimes, we are doing this so often in little things. and we say, oh, no, this is not a big thing which has happened. Okay. But like they say, little drops of water make a mighty ocean. So, sometimes with our actions or reactions coming from a state of non awareness, they create certain perceptions about us also, isn't it? And then we are surprised, why are people treating me this way? Sometimes you have a feeling like that. No, so I am not like this. Why people are treating me like this? I remember an example of a company, the managing director of the company. He used to feel proud that I'm a very open person. I have open door policy and people are free to come to me and meet me. I don't know why nobody comes and meets me. So I was training all his HODs, and in a coaching situation, I asked one of them, I said, this guy is such a nice guy. So you should have seen the look on that fellow's face when I said he's a nice guy. I mean, the reaction when I said your MD is such a nice guy, why don't you guys go and meet him? I mean, he's got an open door policy. He says nobody comes and talks to me. And then this fellow said, do you know how he looks at you when you enter his room? Acha, acha, how does he look at you? He looks at you like he's going to eat you up, कि तुम्हारी जरूरत कैसे हुई है मेरे रूम में आने की. That kind of a look he has got on his face. But do you think that man realized that he looks at people like that? There is a look called a welcoming look. Now, do you think he would deliberately be wanting to behave like that? But if a person is in a state of non-awareness, he is going to be doing what he's doing automatically, isn't it? So let's take a nice deep look at this whole phenomenon. Okay. So how would I define self-awareness? I'd say that it is the ability to observe my own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors objectively. So instead of just automatically moving on, I'm also aware of what I'm saying. I'm aware of what I'm thinking. I'm aware of how I'm interpreting things. I'm aware of my emotions. I'm aware that this is how I'm behaving right now. And this is not something which we normally do, isn't it? Now, there is something called internal awareness and external awareness also. So, internal awareness is what? Understanding your own emotions, thoughts, and values. External awareness is what? How are people reacting to me? Being aware of them. How are they receiving my communication? Being aware of their body language. So we are so keen a listener that we are so present to the other person. We know whether that fellow is even responding to me or not, whether he is listening to me or not. That is external self-awareness. So obviously, you want to be in that state. How do you do that? See, we know what it is now, but how do you do that? Think. So I would say, first of all, yeah, somebody wants to say something?
I can recognize by viewing it. Means when I communicate with some people, some group,
Uh-huh.
I want to see the reaction. I want to see the face appearance. I want to see whether they are
That means
in
you want to be
contact
completely.
with me or they are in. I can see.
I got it. Sahu, your signal is very bad. I can
Okay.
barely hear you. Yeah, so basically what I'm getting is we have to be aware of the people whom we are being with. And how are you aware of them? By being with them, like giving them your total attention. So if somebody is there with you, or a number of people are there with you, if you're observing them carefully, you're observing their responses to you, and you're so observant, you can make out from their expressions whether they are, taking your words positively or negatively. That's external self-awareness. Got it? Now, the point we are talking about is how do you develop this power of self-awareness? So what happens? If you have developed this self-awareness, what will happen? Let me put it slightly differently. When you become a more self-aware person, what is going to happen? First thing you will realize is that it will increase your emotional intelligence, as they call it. Your EQ will improve. You will immediately recognize what triggers you. And then, because you're so aware and you're so much in control of yourself, you will respond rather than reacting. Now, somebody's mic is unmuted. Can you please mute it? There's a slight disturbance because of that. So let's take a typical example. So there is a conversation going on at home or at the office. It's a difficult conversation. Why is it difficult? Because there is some disagreement going on. We are not seeing eye to eye about the same situation. So start noticing your automatic emotional response to that. Okay. So the moment you notice it, you might even realize that, listen, just because someone is disagreeing with me, why am I getting angry? Is a disagreement good or bad? Our normal wiring is, if somebody does not agree with me, he doesn't like me, and I don't like him, he's a difficult person, blah, blah, blah. That's your internal conversation, and you are aware of that, then you can shift it, no? You can always say, hey, listen, this guy is not agreeing is good. So maybe the two of us can find out a different way of doing things or a different solution. Okay. So this is one advantage if you are aware. Realizing your own automaticity also, that will happen. Second thing you will also find is your decision making is becoming much better. Now you may say, why? Great example, if you remember what Colonel Raj was saying, that he took or agreed to take a new job and he bought a car and all these things without being fully aware of what he's doing. And later on, he realized what he has done, right? So if he had been aware at the time of making the choice, he may have made a different choice, right? So awareness will help us to align our choices with our values and our goals also, no? Now, you and I have been working a lot on the difference between choice and decision. We can make any choices we want. We can make choices for no reason if we want, but at least we can make sure that the choices are aligning with our values and they are aligning with our goals, or are they taking us away from our goals? So that's where awareness will also help you, and you'll see the change happening. Another area where people benefit a lot because of this high awareness is makes their relationships better. Being aware of how you are coming across to people, how people are seeing you, being aware of how your words are impacting others. You may realize how you follow certain set patterns in your discussions and how they become arguments. We have discussions to find solutions, right? Everybody knows that. We have discussions to agree on something. But what happens is these discussions become points of disagreements. So if you know your pattern of your communication, you may be able to adjust it, no? Sometimes adjusting it to suit somebody else's personality style and knowing that there's nothing wrong with their personality style, they don't have to be the way you want them to be. So when you are aware of all this going on, you will adjust your style accordingly, isn't it? And I believe it will also increase your feeling of peace. I'll give you a very simple example. Give you a feeling of peace and be able to manage your emotions properly. The awareness is high awareness person will always know I'm not reacting to what that person is saying. I'm reacting to my own story or my own interpretation about what that other person is saying. That comes only when you have self-awareness. You may even find that you are worrying not because of something that might happen. You're worrying because you're making some interpretation about it. Or you are saying something about the future and getting worried because of what you are saying. Suppose you are saying, oh, something bad will happen. You're saying something like, I know that person's going to fight with me now. So you got upset even before something happened, right? So practicing self-awareness will reduce all that. It will reduce stress, anxiety, and all of that stuff, right? So question is, how do I develop that? I promise you one thing, by being a part of the EMC, you are certainly going to develop it. So let me ask a question to everybody. How many of you feel that by being regularly attending these EMC sessions, your self-awareness is increasing and improving? Yeah, because we are doing so many exercises to help you to improve that. We are working with mind, we are working with body, we are working with emotions. All of it adds to your self-awareness. Okay, good. Thank you very much. You can put your hands down now. Unless you want to say something. So, Babu, you want to say something at this point? Go ahead.
No, sir, no, sir. I was just lowering my hands.
Okay, I mean, you're welcome to. I mean, if you have seen
Yes, sir, yes.
anybody got a story to tell about how self-awareness increased and now, you can do that, or you can hang on for a bit before you do that. Choice is yours. Okay. So very, very simple exercises over and above what we do. So we do a lot of mindful exercises, right? Looking at 50 different objects, taking long, deep breaths 3 or 4 times a day, being present to whatever is going on. In addition to that, do reflection. There's something called journaling, writing down your emotions and your patterns. You can actually write it down. You can do something called end of the day check-in. What went right today? What went wrong today? What could have been better? Spending some time in listening to or reading these clearing statements that we do. Next is having certain mindfulness practices, paying attention to thoughts without judgment, or being a person who's not judging at all. So we've taught you a lot of these breathing and presence exercises. You can do that. Another very powerful thing, which sometimes we hesitate to do that, is asking for feedback. Sometimes we don't want to listen to unpleasant truths about ourselves. Okay. So ask for feedback. You can ask your friends, your mentors. Even sometimes, at the end of the conversation, and if you have a friend or mentor nearby who was watching you, you can even ask them, how did I come across in this conversation? And then when people are giving you feedback, please listen with absolutely open mind without trying to justify or to defend yourself. See? I find one more thing very, 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 very useful is to be aware of my body. Okay. As I've told you so many times, all our feelings and emotions, they will have a corresponding body sensation. So if you're aware of your body and you're aware of your breathing, you will be aware that, okay, there is some tension in my shoulder right now. My posture has become slumped right now. My breathing has become shallow right now. So the moment you become aware of your body, the process of awareness sets in. So these are some of the ways that I could think of. I want to share with you one thing. I had a major transformative experience. Back in 1982, I actually changed my life because of that. It's a realization that I am all the time. My mind was only going on saying, I know. Anybody would say anything to me, I'm saying to myself, I know. I'm attending a training program, there also I'm going, I know. A very, very I know kind of a person I was. And I didn't even know that. And the moment I realized that, completely, so many things started to shift in my life. I mean, my real growth journey in life took off after that. So let me say that self-awareness is a very, very solid foundation for your personal growth and transformation. When we have a better understanding of ourselves, we will definitely make better decisions. We will definitely build stronger relationships and live a life with greater purpose. We will live a life of ease, joy, and glory. So here is a practice for you to do. Do it for at least 7 days. Pause. Whatever you're doing, pause it at least 3 times a day and ask yourself a question. What am I feeling right now? And why? Do a lot of self-reflection. That will help you to be more aware about what you think and what you do. It becomes a normal thing to do. I think, our life is getting shaped automatically. We are getting a life that we get because of our reactions or whatever it might be, or because of our judgments. So I'm saying that the more you and I are in a state of self-awareness, the more power we will have for us to shape our life consciously the way we want. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you
Thank
all
you.
the Shires in our group, and thank you for all the participants too. And we'll see you tomorrow for another interesting and useful, empowering morning conversation. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
God
Bye.
bless everyone.
God bless you.
You.